Today we're going to be making mochi donuts. These are a matcha tea glazed mochi donut made from mochi flour, tapioca flour, eggs, milk, butter. They're very unctuous and they fry up really good and stay for at least a day or two with a very interesting matcha flavored glaze on them. You're going to start with the mochi starter, which is going to have 30 grams of mochi flour and 40 mLs of whole milk. You're going to add those two together and mix them up to get a rough paste. This does not need to be super well made. The cooking is actually what's going to bring it together. I'm using a chopstick here. You can see later on this stuff does get sticky. Then I'm going to cover it. That's going to go in a microwave. The mochi starter needs to be cooked. This helps to have pre-cooked mochi in there so it can help with the texture. Without this, you would get much more of a drier, less dense dough, or more dense dough, but with less airiness in it. So it's 30 seconds on high, and take it out, uncover it. And it's hot, and at this point we want to mix it again too, just to make sure that's all incorporated and there's no dry bits. And this does not need to completely cool, but you need to let it cool for a couple of minutes before adding it to the rest of the ingredients.
Start by adding.
You can see how sticky this is.
Glutinous rice flour starter.
Trying to get the sides off there. I broke my chopstick. Oops. That's a plastic chopstick too, so that's pretty strong. So this is a stand mixer bowl. So it's 200 grams of mochi flour. That's a rice flour. You can get it at Asian stores. 100 grams of whole milk. This is just room temperature whole milk. And 30 grams of tapioca starch. Again, you can get this at an Asian food store. A lot of regular grocery stores have it. 45 grams of butter. This is unsalted butter. One chicken egg. Extra points if you can do it one-handed. Now we want to add our leavening agent, and this will come in the form of baking powder. There's no yeast in this. It's all chemical leavening.
Baking powder. Just turn this back on.
And now we want to take it over to our stand mixer. We will add the paddle attachment. You could probably do this with a hand mixer, but it would be very tough, and I'd be a little worried about it coming together. So you're looking for almost a cookie dough consistency. I'm bringing it up. You got to incorporate some air into this. You can see this looks more like a sugar cookie consistency, sugar cookie dough consistency. Now for shaping them. This is a 4x4 piece of parchment paper, and specifically parchment paper. And I'm taking a small disher, wetting my hands, and dishing out 6 portions of it. This is about a tablespoon and a half disher. You could use just a tablespoon in getting it. The most important part is to wet your hands in between, so they only stick to themselves and not to anything else. You go about making these, and I put them in the refrigerator. So this is a deep fryer. I'm placing them parchment paper side up into the fryer. This is at 325, and they take about 30 seconds before you can take the other side out. I'm frying in about 2 inches of fry oil. This is canola oil at 325. And they should only take about 2 to 3 minutes. Don't crowd the pan. Do 1 to 2 at a time till they get a nice golden brown. And now this is the glaze, which is white chocolate chips with hot milk poured into it, mochi powder, confectioner sugar, and the matcha powder. So I'm pouring the hot milk, which I just nuked in the microwave for 30 seconds, over the white chocolate, adding the matcha powder, and that together. It's not quite melted enough, but it'll work out if you don't want to overcook the white chocolate. And then adding the powdered sugar in it to make a nice thick glaze for the donuts. You're going to take your donuts, you're going to dip them in it, allow a lot of it to come off, and then you continue the next one until they're all glazed. You can double glaze them. I find with this glaze, with the chocolate, the white chocolate, comes out a bit thicker than if you were just doing milk and powdered sugar, like a lot of regular donuts come out. This is the Mochi Matcha donut. You can break the rings off and eat each little ball by themselves, or you can just eat it like a normal donut and go around. Absolutely delicious, and they stay for about a day if you can even let them stay that long. But these are absolutely delicious little things that are gluten-free if that's what you're into, and very, very, very tasty. Enjoy.